Howdy folks, Brian Kusko here at Triple B, and today we've got Mr. Chad Brown, former NFL player, co-founder and owner of Shippi Reptiles, the Reptile Report. It's funny to go back and watch these videos because I've recorded them so far in advance, sometimes I often forget what was talked about, and it's often a very nice surprise as at the very end of the video I asked Chad to give some words of inspiration, and he grabbed it, ran with it, and I was really happy with what came out. So I didn't record any of the interviews that I was planning on potentially doing at Arlington because I just didn't want to get the back catalog too stacked up to where these interviews are airing 10 months or longer out from when they were actually recorded. We got a good back catalog going. One thing about going to these shows is you got access to all these people that are ready to do interviews, but there's a lot going on around here and I'm trying to do the best I can, so I hope you guys are enjoying it. I hope you guys are keeping up with it just like I'm trying to. You're watching Triple B TV. This is low key. This is not serious business over here. Really. We're just hanging out talking, man. Just having fun with this thing. So
let's do it.
Yeah, I mean, how did you get into keeping reptiles? You've been keeping your whole life, or what?
You know, I grew up in Southern California, and going out and catching the garter snakes and fence lizards, little scalopers out in my backyard. That started the passion for reptiles, and it was my freshman year of college at the University of Colorado. Someone had a boa for sale. I bought that boa. Then I met Cameron Tepedlin from Bushmaster Reptiles at a local pet store in Boulder, Colorado, and he invited me to his house. I saw what he was doing, and I thought, that's it. I'm hooked. This is what I'm going to do as a hobby. I didn't know it would become a business for me, and I've been in the reptile world literally ever since that moment.
And you were how old at this point?
I was 18 years old. I was a freshman at the University of Colorado, so 1988.
Okay, nice, man. And then having somebody like you in the hobby has been a big help, just because you're so big. I mean, football, obviously. Like, how has that, I think, helped your spot, your role in this hobby / industry? You know, it's I
think years and years ago when I first started off, there was certainly a impression of what everyone in the hobby looked like and who everyone in the hobby was. That maybe they were like some rebellious biker guys or some gothy kind of people. So when I would, do games in college football and people would say, Chad's got a collection of reptiles in his dorm room, I think it maybe hopefully changed some impressions. And then once I got into the NFL and people would talk about my collection of my company, Pro Exotics Reptiles, the impression that here's a normal guy, a football player, but a normal guy who loves reptiles and breeds them. And hopefully in some way I was, positive, promoting the hobby and letting people know, no, it's not just weird, folks. These are amazing, fascinating animals. We all have a need, I think, inborn in us to care for something. And maybe for everybody, dogs and cats aren't it. Maybe you've got a busy job and you need to travel every weekend. So you keep a couple of snakes or frogs or turtles or whatever the case may be. It doesn't make you a weirdo. It just makes you somebody who likes reptiles.
Well, you do a good job with it, man, too. And the first time I saw you was on one of Brian's videos, actually, one of Brian Barczyk's videos, because I watched a lot of his videos. He's become a good friend of mine, and seeing you on there just made me feel just warm and fuzzy, man. There's something you bring to it. I mean, the way that you talk about the animals, and you can see that you just care about them. You're super excited about them still, which is, I don't know, it's refreshing for me to see. So.
I think folks know about my fire. So I had a fire in late 2011 where I lost pretty much all my collection, so thousands and thousands of animals. But the reptile passion, the reptile Jones inside of you never goes away. So I've got Shippi Reptiles, and I do a couple other things in the reptile world, the Reptile Report, things like that. But the passion for the animals is what brings you in. I enjoy shipping. I enjoy helping people get their animals to their customers. That's something that brings me quite a bit of enjoyment. Taking somebody who was once a hobbyist and helping them grow and turn their hobby into a business, that's very cool. But the animals is why we all get in. So whether we're talking snakes or lizards or turtles or whatever, or I went and visited Josh's frogs a few months ago. There's some really awesome frogs. And I think if you can put aside your phobia, if you've got a phobia, and just look at the animals for what they are. Beautiful, fascinating, colorful, amazing, adaptations to their particular natural environment that are just so cool. how could you not walk away just a little bit more dazzled and impressed?
What is your role with Shippi Reptiles and Reptile Report? Like, what is your main thing there? Are you the main guy? Are you it?
I am the main guy at Shippi Reptiles. My business partner Robin and I, we still own the Reptile Report together. We are partners with Reptile Basics with THG Heat, where we sell heat tape and a couple of other products. So I've got some tentacles out in the reptile world, but the main thing I do every day is I show up at the shipping office. And chances are you're not going to get to me on the phone unless it's a very busy day. But those calls do spill through to my desk, and sometimes it's a military mom who's moving from Delaware to Arizona. And how do I get little Timmy's turtle from Delaware to Arizona? Because this turtle is so important to little Timmy, and mom doesn't want to screw it up. So it brings me a certain bit of satisfaction each day to help that transaction happen, help little Timmy get his turtle to his new home. And then sometimes a call spills through and it's somebody else who's going to do 50 shipments that day. And they may have a particular box of expensive pythons held up in Memphis where, you know, FedEx has a big hub at. And can I help facilitate that process to get that animal or box of animals to where they need to go? So there's a certain satisfaction in all hands in the hobby, whether it's that single reptile shipment or somebody's doing 50 shipments, you know, today and going to do another 50 tomorrow, but they're all important because we all care about these animals.
Yeah, that's not an easy thing to get them across. The Shippi Reptiles has made it very user-friendly for people who don't know what. For myself, I use Shippi Reptiles.
Thank you.
And the site is extremely informational. You can find loads of information to make sure you do it successfully. And
yeah, well, there's certain pitfalls. You know, I think folks think, oh, reptiles like it hot if you are a first-time shipper, so I should put a bunch of heat packs in there. We give some information about temperature guidelines, temperature parameters, proper heat pack use, because again, I want you to have the most success you possibly can. And the animal needs to arrive happy and healthy. So I want to give all the information you could possibly need, whether it's over the phone or on the site, so you can do this successfully. Whether you're a first-time shipper or, as I said before, this is going to be your 1,000th shipment, you're going to do 50 more tomorrow, I still want you to be successful.
What are your favorite animals that you're keeping right now, man?
I've got a pair of Leachianus, and the male I've actually had for 20-plus years. So I bought some of Alan Rapashi's first babies years and years and years ago, and I still got a male from those first babies I bought. I've got some green tree pythons I'm raising up, and I've got Fernando, which is Bob Applegate's famous beaded lizard. It's a beaded lizard that I think is 55-plus years old.
Wow.
So I never rebuilt the collection after the fire, but I've acquired a few animals that take care of, you know, that reptile keeper inside of me. But also, getting to Fernando, it's like an iconic animal in the hobby. Lots of folks know this animal and know that name. And to be entrusted in taking care of it and to see how long this thing is going to live, because he's super healthy. He's super happy. At 55 plus, how long can a beaded lizard live? Can he make it to 75? Can he make it to 100?
I mean, insane. That's one of the things about reptiles, man. It seems like some of them outlast your expectations even. Like 50, 75, like you're saying, 55. I mean, some of these ball pythons out there that are like 37 years old or something.
Yeah, my male Leachianus, he's got no signs of thinning out or slowing down. Looking at him, I would expect at least another 10 years. You know, so these are cherished members of my family. You know what I mean? So it's more than, because I've got so few animals now and I don't have the giant collection that I once had. I don't think my outlook on the animals hasn't changed, but because I have so few, the emotional connection and attachment to them has grown stronger.
That makes sense. That makes sense. I haven't gotten a new animal in a while. I got a pair of indigo snakes, which was my dream animal for a long time, and I finally got them. They're the last snakes I got. It's been almost a year now, which is, it seems like for me, it seems like a while too.
Well, when you're, you know, I know you've got I've watched your videos and I've seen your room and all that. So when you got space, we're reptile people. We want to fill it. So it's taken a tremendous amount of discipline for me not to buy animals when I come to every single show, and just enjoy the ones that I have. But man, there's some cool stuff here, and I think I may walk away with something.
Nice. I do keep a lot of empty cages in the room for just I like to have some space, you know, just know that the room is there and that I'm not
becoming a hoarder of some kind, you know what I mean? But I just had a little mini fanboy moment there, the fact that you watched some of the videos, man.
Oh, yeah. Well, because of the Reptile Report, and if you're not going to the Reptile Report, I highly recommend you do, because you're going to see things that you just would not normally stumble across. So we post your videos. We post videos of almost everybody who does a video show, because it's such interesting content. And, you know, when we started the Reptile Report, we wanted to highlight the greatest discussions that were happening in all these different forums. Well, the forum has kind of died down, and all these amazing discussions have died down. But in its place have become all these video shows, which are great because they're visual, they're informative. You guys go around to different people's places. You let people like me talk on camera. You're going to, you know, probably interview, what, 25, 30 people over this course this weekend? So you're bringing this show experience, and people like myself or people like Eugene Bissett, true legends of the reptile world, to the video reptile world. So kudos to you and tip of the cap to you, because, you know, I'm trying to do my part with the Reptile Report, and you're doing your part through the videos, because we, in the beginning, had this passion for animals, and somehow along the way we thought we should share that. So, you know, thank you.
Yeah, man. Thank you. Thank you for coming and sitting down and talking with us, man.
Yeah,
I appreciate it,
It's
bro.
fantastic, man.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
That's killer, man. That was perfect.
Oh,
I
cool.
mean, unless you got something else specific that you want to like say to anybody watching, inspirational or just anything you're feeling, man. It's
okay. Wow. I hadn't come up with a message in mind. Let me. All right. So you're the 12-year-old boy, and you're watching this video, and you're watching YouTube, and you're checking this video out, and maybe your friends are like, "Oh man, you're that weird reptile guy." No, you're not. You're a cool kid who's got a passion for it. Explore your passions. Life, in the end, is about our passions. I had a passion for playing football. It took me a long way. I had a passion for reptiles. It's taken me a long way in this industry. So follow those passions. Put yourself behind it. Good things will happen. I was just watching a Justin Kabakov video, and he showed himself doing his first YouTube video. Did you see that?
Yes, I did.
What was he, 15 or 16 years old? Justin, the super thin, skinny reptile nerd, but look at where he is now. So it's just another example of why finding these passions in our life are important, and why following those passions are important, because you don't know where they're going to take you. Justin has gone all over the world through this reptile thing. I've done the same thing. You have no idea where this passion is going to take you.
Yeah, man. Freaking killed it.
Nice.
Killed it.
Good stuff.
Thanks you, bro.
Thanks for having me on, man.
Of course, man. Thank you for coming and doing it. I appreciate it, man. That was beautiful.
Thank you, Chad, for coming on. Thank you guys for watching. If you did want to check out some of the Arlington stuff that I was talking about at the beginning of this video on my vlog channel, I will be releasing a couple of videos there so you can see kind of what happened from our perspective at the Arlington show that just happened this past weekend. Next week, we've got Mr. Rob Nixon on. He's going to be presenting information on the propagation and husbandry of Borneo earless monitors. So that should be pretty cool. Hope you guys stick around till then. And until then, you've been watching Triple B TV. Y'all take care. Mic check 2. It's always strange and odd. I'm in, I'm out. I'm back, I'm front, I'm center. I'm hello, hello, hello. Thanks again for watching. If you guys did not, on our vlog channel, you can check out the Arlington. Oh my God. Husbandry and propagation of Borneo earless monitors. God, love it. Next week we've got Mr. Rob Nixon on. He's going to be putting on next week.